Anaheim, as we're just about ready to go with the 250 main event. Can anyone beat Jeremy McGrath?
Can the Kawasaki's get a start? That's the question in my mind.
Set to go. And Jeff Emig gets out of the gate pretty well. On the inside, Larry Ward gets the whole shot, but look at Mike LaRocco once again a long way behind.
Third week in a row, it's number 11 out front. How about the no-lean Yamaha? But you're right, LaRocco's got to play catch-up again. Emig is second.
Stanton fourth, moving into third. Jeremy McGrath, number one. He's in great position as he takes on Jeff Emig, number 6.
We've said it before, that's always fireworks time when 1 and 6 get together.
Ward with 2 hole shots in 3 races. Emig got the other one, and they're up front. Emig, Ward, McGrath, and Stanton, but the top 3 starting to pull away from Stanton already.
Emig didn't waste any time getting around Larry Ward, and Ward, who has failed to hang on to the hole shot 2 weeks running, is in danger of going to third, and Jeremy's got him.
Emig holding the edge as they go for the jump. Jeff was never really in the first race of the year in Orlando, where he started out 11th and finished 7th, but he hit the podium in Houston.
Emig looks good here. He's opened a little gap on this terrific race for second. Number 1 is McGrath. Number 5 is Stanton, trying to get around the 11 of Larry Ward, who comes up high and hangs onto the spot.
Ward improving each week. Another privateer who's also getting into the act in this race is Jeff Matasevich, currently 5th. We'll be back in a moment. Back to Anaheim, California. 250 Supercross main event action. Jeff Emig in front of Jeremy McGrath. Number 11 is Larry Ward in 3rd, with Jeff Stanton in 4th. And back in the pack, LaRocco cased it on a triple jump. Something's wrong with that bike, Dave.
Apparently he hit hard enough that he actually broke something in the transmission. The gears are rattling around. The bike is broken. LaRocco's out of it. Unbelievable.
One race can't win the championship, but one bad one can certainly lose the title, and his hopes have now dwindled.
He was the only man this year who's been as fast as Jeremy McGrath. He broke the bike, landing on the cases on a triple jump.
Meanwhile, out in front, Jeremy McGrath is tuning in on Jeff Emig. Emig, one of only 2 riders other than Jeremy to lead laps this year.
Ooh, looky there. McGrath did a triple jump to the inside, took the line away from Emig. Jeremy knows that he just makes Emig crazy. These 2 guys don't like each other, and McGrath uses it on Emig.
Emig fighting back, taking the inside now as they go wheel to wheel.
Wow, what a comeback. Emig not having any of it. Says, I don't like this guy. I want to be in front of him. And he put a great retaliatory pass on Jeremy McGrath. Has anybody else passed Jeremy McGrath this year? Not that I remember.
Absolutely correct, Dave, as they come off the whoops. Let's check this move, and Emig able to take the line away from Jeremy.
And brake checked him a little bit. I tell you, before this year is out, I think there's going to be trouble between these 2 guys, because they not only don't like each other, but they don't make any bones about it. I mean, Jeremy's made some very strong comments about this guy in print, and you know Emig can read.
Stanton taking Ward, or very close to it anyway, in 3rd. As Emig holding on to the lead. Jeremy a little slow in that corner.
Ward used that high rail again. We saw that earlier to keep the lead from Stanton, but just barely. Stanton is much closer now than he was the last time. This time, he's got him. Number 5, Jeff Stanton around Larry Ward. Boy, this is bad news for Ward. It's the Ward fade. 3rd time this year he's done it.
Stanton riding on the edge to take him. Jeremy McGrath picking up the slack between him and Jeff Emig now.
I would look for the first 3 to get away from Ward. There is number 8. That's Doug Henry. He's riding 5th.
Jeff Matasevich right behind him as Jeremy McGrath couldn't quite get the muster out of the corner.
He's keeping the pressure on Emig. He wants to force the mistake and get to the lead. And right here is where he passed him last time.
Emig takes the short jump. Jeremy takes the triple, looks up at him as if to say, what are you doing up there? I'm taking this thing over.
Or as if to say, I could have done that anytime I wanted, Emig. There's no way you could race with me. Emig will just go crazy now trying to catch back up with him.
He caught him one time before this race, but Jeremy looks a little more determined now, much more aggressive.
He's not going to catch him again. This thing is over unless maybe Stanton.
Third event of the year as things are underway with guess who out in front.
McGrath is gone, and I mentioned Stanton as a possibility to catch him. If he's going to do that, he's got to get around Jeff Emig. And in the battle of the Jeff, Stanton is right there starting to put some...
Emig so far hasn't cracked under the pressure. But here comes Stanton on the whoops.
Find your spot, find your time, make a line, go around, get to the front. What made Stanton a three-time champion. Back to what, fourth or fifth before the crash with Jeff Stanton. Jeremy McGrath won that race too, you might recall, as he leads this one handily. In the next outing in Houston, Texas, Ward again got the whole shot. This time faded, but not quite so badly. He ended up in 7th spot, but he says it's not physical conditions. You got to be able to think fast to run up front. I don't know if I buy that.
Well, I think slower when I go out late at night too, you know.
You've been talking to Clark Jones, pushed himself as a star to beat. Now he's in the privateer ranks, so there's a real parallel there with Matasevich.
Well, the former 125 champion in the outdoors is not giving him a break. Jeff Emig, as we take a look at the leader, Jeremy McGrath.
And we see the lap traffic, the only threat to Jeremy's 3rd straight victory. Stanton is not going to catch him tonight. So unless Jeremy tips over passing one of the cannon fodder here, this one is history.
Jeremy McGrath out in front. No one expected any rookie to steal the show like Jeremy McGrath did last year. But Doug Henry's the type of rider, his teammate, who likes to progress. Henry starting to get a little pressure from behind as Jeremy McGrath continues to lead and rides with ease. Has not been pressured in the last 3 laps. Here's the battle with Henry and Kedrowski.
Amount of time and energy that these guys expend between races. Look out, Kedrowski comes in and makes the move.
Good block pass. Kedrowski moving
into the hay bales, and that'll be a disappointment for him.
And meanwhile, sailing through the air with ease, taking 2 triples over those small little jumps, is Jeremy McGrath.
You can see it on his butt right there. He's kind of got the knockoff leathers every week. It was Mac Attack, as in McGrath, a knockoff of Shaq O'Neal. Now it says Phone Home, a tribute to his sponsor, 1-800-CALL-COLLECT.
And just rides off the racetrack.
One more reason why you don't want to be looking over your shoulder.
Anything happened to this young man who has had another fantastic race.
That was kind of a half-hearted can or knick-knack or whatever you call that. He didn't do it very well that time.
Yeah. It'll probably change terminology next week. And what a race for Larry Ward.
He was in position to take advantage of Emig's mistake, and that was the key. Podium finish is going to be good for Ward after the fast fade that he did the last 2 weeks. And he was much more on the pace, I think, here tonight for 20 laps than he was in those first 2 races.
McGrath going through the motions on the final lap as he waves to the fans.
Well, it's home for him. 50 miles away is Murrieta, California, which he calls home, and he feels very motivated coming in here. He told the Cycle News guys that he thinks he's riding faster right now than he ever has in his life, and they said, well, yeah, but it's making all the races boring, and he said, that's the idea.
We've had some great racing behind Jeremy McGrath this year, though. Some terrific competition like today. And
there it is.
Knack.
Knock, knock. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a long year, Art. If he continues to do this, the rest of these guys are really going to suffer. The nice thing about it, the good news is, it's like watching a virtuoso performance. You know, you can really appreciate just how fast he goes, just how well he does it. Everybody's on their feet, acknowledging the kid from Murrieta who made good.
His 3rd consecutive victory at the start of the season. This win tying him with Rick Johnson's record of 14 wins in consecutive seasons, but Davey gets closer to that mark of 5 straight wins to begin a Supercross season.
Stanton still the hopeful. Comes home in 2nd spot tonight. That'll be good for him in terms of points, but if he's going to win that 4th championship, he's going to have to make some big fireworks real.
Put in by Mike Kedrowski, taking a 4th place after 2 disappointments earlier. For Jeff Stanton, his best 17 back is Stanton, the big loser, Larocco. Let's hear from the victor.
1, 2, 3, showtime again. You tell me the story. I don't have any questions.
Well, Jerry, that time I just got a great start. You know, my 1-800 Honda Collect bike was Running great, you know. I mean, couldn't have done it no better. That's the kind of lead I like when I win the races, and track was perfect for me. I mean, technical, it's just like my backyard.
So you're ready to set the Supercross world on fire again in '94?
Well, this is where I started last year. Let's see if I can do it again.
Landing short on a triple, the crankcase gave way on bike number 7, and Mike LaRocco's title hopes took a big dent at the same time.
Yeah, when I landed off that little triple jump after the whoops, I landed real hard, and when I did land, something in the inside of my bike broke, and it just started making a lot of noise. Yeah, I felt, you know, I was in a good position that I had a chance this year to, you know, to take the title away from Jeremy. He's riding good, but I think I had the speed to do it, and, you know, it's just going to make it a lot harder this way.
We thought it was physical condition. Larry Ward said McGrath on the podium, popping the champagne after his 3rd straight win, looking to break all kinds of consecutive win records now as the series moves on to San Diego and then Tampa before Atlanta. Rick Johnson holds the record for consecutive wins at the beginning of the season with 5. He teams with Bob Hanna with the record for consecutive wins with 6. Art Ekman for Dave Despain and Jerry Bernardo saying thank you for being with us.